Hello, and welcome to Eli's 21st Century Knowledge Community, where we bring people with knowledge together to improve the learning system. This is the third lesson on We Can, Unit 1. So if you want to see the first two, go to the YouTube channel and look at the first and second lesson. These are sequential, so the third lesson cannot be given without the first and the second. So as we said, this is Unit 1, Lesson 3 of the first book of the We Can series. And these are the 2 pages that are in the book. As we can see that there is a dialogue between the teachers and the students. What is really important is what can the students do when they see when they are learning from this page. So in this lesson, we're going to focus on we can hear a word and know which picture it is, and we're going to be able to see a picture and say the word for it. Now, these are generic we can statements, not specific. What changes is the content. So we can reuse this generic statement on all the pages of the book. We just change the word or words that are going to be used. So let's have a start. Um, the words that we're going to learn today, these are for the teacher. I put them in clip art so that they can reuse them. And what are we going to learn and be able to do in this lesson? So we're going to start with the listening. In this lesson, we can hear a word and know which picture it is. And the words are going to be open, put away, take out, and take. So these are the words that we're going to be learning today. So remember, we hear a word. Now this word can be a describing word, it can be an action word, it can be a naming word. These are generic we can. What changes is the content that comes after them. Now, the first thing the students need to learn is the tool. Yes, we have learned the yes-no tool before in the previous 2 lessons, lesson 1 and 2, but it's always good to refresh their memories. And remember, this video is for the teachers. The lesson that we can give to the students won't have all of these. So please use them at your discretion. So let's learn how to use this tool. I will say a word, that's the teacher speaking. I will put the picture on the screen like this, and you, the students, will say yes or no in a low voice. Please do not shout and do not repeat after me. So these are different from traditional and classical classrooms. So you said the word, so the students do not see the word open. They hear the word open because it's listening. And then they see somebody opening a window. So open and the picture are similar, and they will say yes. So let's try another slide. The teacher says, I will say a word like open. I will put the picture on the screen like this. And notice that it's not opening, but it's more taking out. And say yes or no in a low voice. No. Got it? All right. Now, let's learn it. First, we're going to learn the word, all right? Here's the teacher. He's going to say a word, and then he's going to show a picture several times so that the students will get familiar that what they're hearing goes with that action. It's all right, of course, to demonstrate, but don't take too much time demonstrating, because students' attention can drop very quickly. So say the word. You say, listen to what I say. Open. Look at the picture, and then you can demonstrate, let's say, like you're opening a door. Do it again. Open. So you're demonstrating that the action is open. Open. And now you can demonstrate like opening a window. Open. And you demonstrate like opening the window. Now you can also demonstrate by opening a book. Remember, teacher talking time has to be minimum here. It should be limited to the kids hearing the word open and seeing an action of open. So these are going to be representations of the action open. Now, why shouldn't a teacher talk too much? Because first of all, anybody listening, their attention drops after a few seconds. Number two, you want to emphasize the word open. So if you say 10, 15 words, the word open will be lost and forgotten. This is a demo. Now, we're ready to start. Listen to the word, look at the picture, say yes, no. So what we're going to do now is the students will associate the image of open with the word that they hear, open. Please don't write the word on the board or on the slide, okay? Let's try. Open. What will the kids say? Yes. Again. Open. The kids would say, yes. Remember, don't let them shout. The procedure is very important. Number one, they hear the word. The teacher says, open. Then 1 or 2 seconds later, the picture appears. Then you signal. They can't just say yes when they see the picture. They need to wait for your signal. And there are reasons for that. I'll explain on when we reach the last slide. No, because that's not open. Even though the cupboard is open, the cabinet, but she's taking something out or putting something away. Now, the students hear the word open. 1 or 2 seconds. Now, why don't we put the picture first or we put the picture with the word open? There is something in the human memory system. It's called holding, to hold. When you say open and they cannot see what the picture is, that means they have to hold the word open in their minds, which consolidates the word, the pronunciation in the memory. Now, you don't see the picture, so you have an anticipation. Is it going to be the picture for open or something else? So that heightened attention and anticipation is part of the memory process. Now, why don't they say yes immediately when they see the picture? It's because you're giving the brain, the memory, some time to absorb and retain the sound open and the image of opening. When you signal, they say yes. These are the explanations. Open, picture, signal, yes. You say open, don't shout it, open, normal voice. 1 to 2 to 3 seconds later, picture, signal, students say yes. You say open, you put the picture, you signal, and they will say no. You say open, you put the picture, signal, and the students will say yes. Now, in the students version, you don't have my voice, you just have the PowerPoint, and you can use your own voice. Again, remember the procedure. This is very, very important. Now we go to the next word that we're going to learn. Again, what we'll do is let's learn the word first. So the teacher will say the word, all right, when he says or she says, listen to the word I say, take out. Take out. Not, don't separate them too much. Don't say take out, or take out. Then show a picture, look at the picture. You can also demonstrate, you know, you can have a book and a bag next to you and you show take out. Then you say again, take out, and you show the picture. Notice that the pen is being taken out of the pencil case. You say take out, the book is being taken out of the bag, take out, and you can show a pencil being taken out of the box. So you can use demonstrations, but why do we need images? Because again, the human memory is fallible and short. So we need images that are anticipated, held for the word to be remembered. So only demonstrating with real materials is not enough, because once you put it away, it's gone. But you can demonstrate action with the image in order to get this right. Now, ready to start. What are you going to say? Take out. Then you're going to put a picture. And then you signal, and the children will say yes. Again, you go, take out. You put a picture. And the children will say yes after you signal. So we're not going to spend too much time on this. I think you have got the hang of it. But notice now, take out. And this is not take out. So after you signal, the children are going to say no. Take out. You put a picture. And the children will say yes. Have you noticed that we don't always use the same picture? We need to keep a variety of the pictures, but there is a limit to how many pictures we can get, because it gets very difficult to find all the pictures that you want. And again, you can do this sequence again 2, 3 times if necessary. You are the teacher, you be the judge whether the children need to say yes or no to take out with the picture again. The next word to learn is going to be, you say, listen to the word I say. So notice this is this demonstration shows you how much speaking the teacher is doing all the time. Then you say, listen to the word I say, put away, put away. Now be careful how you pronounce it, put away. And then you say, look at the picture. And you show this young lady putting the dish back into the cabinet. Now, again, it could be a little bit confusing, so that's why we put 3, 4 different pictures. You say, put away, and you show that this girl is putting the book back into the bag. Put away, and you show mom or aunt or sister putting the clothes in the cupboard. Then you say, put away. And then you show, let's say, there's an arrow, notice, you are putting the box back on the shelf, all right? So these words are not easy to grasp, okay, but they are in the book, and since they're there, we want the most effective way to learn them. So now you go back to the same routine, you go put away, then you put a picture, and the kids will say yes. You say, put away, you show a picture, the kids will say yes. Put away, you show a picture, and the kids are going to say no here. So again, we're not going to spend too much time going through this. I think you've got the hang of it. If not, please go back to lesson 1 and 2. And this is the 3rd lesson, so that you can see how these tools are used. Now, for anybody saying, oh, we have used yes and no too often, remember that these are only 2 periods a week in this book. So it's not too often. And once you master the tool, we will put some new ones as well, okay? So let's move a little faster. And again, we ask you to do the previous sequence again, 2 to 3 times if necessary with your students. Now, again, we have a new word. You say to the students, listen to the word I say, take. Now look at the picture, and you can see how somebody is taking a slice of bread from the plate. Take, and you can see how the girl is taking a book from the shelf. Take, and you can see how the boy is taking a pencil from the box. Take, and you can see here it's inviting you to take a seat, which we're going to start using in combinations later in this lesson. So take is the word. Again, you do the same thing, take, yes, take, yes, take, yes. Oh, no, here we're putting it away, right? Okay, take, yes. Again, we use those pictures in order for the student to take. Don't forget that once you start to do this, don't demonstrate with your hand again. The students need to depend on their hearing and visual only. Once we finish this, you do the sequence again 2 to 3 times if necessary. Now, we have done the listening part. Remember, now you need to absorb the language before you can speak it. So these are the same words with the same actions. Again, I put all these pictures here, so it makes it easier for the teacher to use these clip arts. Now, here in the speaking part, as you can see at the top, you say, look at the picture, wait for my signal, say the word for the picture to each other in a low voice. Again, we have done this in lesson 1 and 2, and this is the third time they're using this tool. You put a picture, and the students will say open. Now remember, you see, notice that you spoke here, but the rest has to be quiet. You are, when you're speaking, you're distracted. So you as a teacher remain silent and just glance around the classroom to make sure everybody's doing it. And of course, if they're not, you can use hand gestures to signal people to participate. All right, so you put up a picture, you give a signal. Remember, they cannot shout out the answer, they cannot say the answer when they see it. They got to look at the picture for a couple of seconds first. Then you give a signal, and the kids will say, open. Then you show another picture, you signal. What will the kids say? Take out. Now remember, some of the students might not be good, but they are hearing other students saying it, and they learn from each other as well. Again, you put another picture, and they will say, take out. Then you put another picture. What do you think? Put away. And then you put another picture, put away. Then you put another picture, and they will say, take. You put another picture, take. Another picture, open. So notice now they are producing English words for visuals. And that's how we speak. There are visuals in our mind. We don't speak in a vacuum. So you go through all of this, and this is the speaking part. Do the previous sequence again 2 to 3 times if necessary. You be the judge. Now, listening to constructed language. This is the most important part, is what we learned in lesson 1, 2, 3 has to come together like this. Look at the pictures and listen to what I say. Say yes or no when I give the signal. And here we go. Don't say anything because I didn't give a signal. Then you add to it, window. And you as a teacher say, open the window. And the kids will say yes or no. Let's try this again. This is very important because we're going to use it later, okay? You put a picture, quiet, plus, notice the anticipation. We don't know what's going to come next. Book. Then you show the arrow because this is the direction that we'll be speaking in, which will prepare them for the reading and writing. Put away your book. And the kids will say yes. Then you put a picture plus a seat, and you put an arrow, and you say, take a seat. And the kids will say yes. Then you put a picture, put plus, pencil, and you put an arrow, and then you signal, or rather you say, put away your pencil. Put away your pencil. Now notice the arrow there. Is it put away or take out? All right. Well, it could be put away. Then we have open, plus, window, arrow, put away the window. Is this put away the window? The answer should be no. Open, plus, window, arrow, and you say, open the window. And the kids will say, Yes. So notice I will be doing this, plus, plus, put away your window. When you say put away your window, what will the kids say here? No. But if you change it to, so you're doing this in sequence, put away your book, and the kids will say yes. Picture plus seat, arrow, and look what you say. Open a seat. Open a seat. And the kids will say, no. But you do it again and you say, take a seat. And the kids will say yes. So open your pencil. The kids will say no. Put away your pencil. And the kids will say yes. So now let's go to the speaking. So they did that in the listening. We're going to try to get the kids to speak now. You're going to say, look at the pictures. When I give the signal, say the sentence in a low voice in the direction of the arrow. So this is just the opposite of what we just did. Don't let them speak now. Now. And they should say, open the window. You put a picture, plus another picture, you put an arrow, you give a signal, and again, the kids mustn't shout. They should say this in a very low voice. And even if you don't hear everybody saying it right, it's a learning. It's not a test, okay? This is how we learn. And the kids will say, put away your book. So take some time on this one. And of course, they will say, take a seat here. You put arrow, and they will say, take out your pencil. Sorry about this one. We will need to fix the arrow for the put away and take out in the previous slides. I will correct them on the PowerPoint. So do this again 2 to 3 times if necessary to get them to speak correctly. Now, the most important part of the lesson is when the students interact with each other. This takes a little bit of time, and the students need to learn the tool first. It takes time to learn the tool, but once it's learned, it can be reused. So in the previous lesson, lesson 2, we did an interaction tool. Here we're going to learn another interaction tool. So first, the students will learn the polite language script using a demonstration by the teacher. Then use demonstration by pairs for the whole class. So you demonstrate it first, then you bring up 2, 3 pairs of students to demonstrate. Then you have the students work in pairs using the conversation cards, which you will see on the next slide. So let's have a look. We have 2 students. This is the demo, a student A and a student B. Student A, looking at her cue card, will say, please put away your book. And student B will say, okay. Then student A will say, thank you. And student B will say, you're welcome. So this is the script. Now, what will change and what will stay? Please, thank you, you're welcome are going to stay. But the actual speech from the cue cards or the conversation cards is going to be different depending on the picture. So what we need to focus on is please, thank you, you're welcome. Let's look at the cards. You have all the students sit in pairs, and each student has a conversation card. So student A has this card, student B has this card. Student A will say to student B, student A will say to student B, open the window, or please open the window. Please open the window. Student B will say, okay. Student A will say, thank you. Student B will say, you're welcome. Now student B will speak. Please put away your book. That's B talking to A. Please put away your book. And student A will say, okay. Student B will say, thank you. Student B will say, thank you. Student A will say, you're welcome. So this is called a student interaction. Each one gets to say 2, but we can use the materials from the cue cards I gave you in order to make more of these, okay? Now remember, we're gonna fix the 2 slides. This is supposed to be take out, but in the put away, we're going to change the arrow direction to look inwards. So that's put away, okay? So this is what it would look like in the classroom, that all the students are sitting in pairs and each student has a conversation card, and student A will say to B, please put away your book. And B will say, okay. Then A will say, thank you. And then B will say, you're welcome. All of them are speaking using low normal voice for pairs. Thank you very much for watching. And please subscribe to the 21st Century Education Community, Knowledge Community, to be notified when a new video is uploaded. I'm going to upload this. And if you need to contact me, these are my contact details. Thank you very much, and looking forward to meeting you in lesson 4.